Rose, we are looking at a picture of Andy Warhol. What fascinates me about your work is how intentional you are about who to shoot.
Well, part of my work was always reading about the subjects. So, for example, I subscribe to a number of publications. W would be one major one because they always had stories on, let's say, the new actor, let's say Jennifer Lopez. People didn't know her at all, but I knew, again, from reading about her and just sensing. And with Warhol, of course, I admired him greatly. And I always chose people who interested me and who had some very special qualities. So whether it was, Lauren Hutton walking up the stairs, for me, she was one of the great, fabulous models. And with Andy, I think that he was extraordinarily talented. And I was always going to exhibitions. He was beginning at that time. But I knew it. I can't even say more than that. I kind of smelled the people. Maybe that's it. Because the difference was, I think, between me and so many photographers, they would say, we're going for the money shot. And that was something that I didn't even like that expression. For example, if they knew somebody was getting divorced, they would drive up to Connecticut, sleep in their car, wait for the man to come out in the morning with his new paramour, whatever. And this was not something that I did, and I didn't really relate to. So I certainly would say that I had to be attracted to my subject for either something that he or she had done or because of his or her personal style. That was always the number one reason for me to photograph the people that you see.
And speaking of style, in this picture, Andy seems to have a very elegant costume on that day. So
yes, it would depend on what the evening was. I think, again, if that was the Interview magazine party, which was a huge event, Debbie Harry was there and Paloma Picasso, et cetera, and Truman Capote. So he might have dressed up a bit more. Otherwise, he would be extremely casual. Again, a pair of blue jeans and a simple jacket.
And in that sense, for me, it's very interesting that he was a staple at Studio 54. So you had the choice on when to shoot him, and yet you decided to take the picture on the day that he was very elegantly dressed, which I think says a lot about your approach to photography.
Yes, I think you're making a valid point. And also, it was that moment when he wasn't surrounded by so many people. He usually was. And so, again, catching him, and I say catching him because it would be only a minute or two that he would be standing seemingly alone, that I could say to you, nobody was in the club but him and me. And that was not true. But that was very often my intention. I like to pull the person out with my lens.
Thank you.